segment.
All right, man. What do you got?
All right. So 18 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg launches the Facebook, which later becomes Facebook. The world changes forever. And we like it, or do we?
I don't know. Do you like it?
Well, I have a little brief history here. I'll just kind of go over and we can discuss about it. So in 2005, so 1 year after the Facebook was conceived, they dropped the from Facebook. You know that iconic line from The Social Network, right?
Yeah,
Justin Timberlake.
It was his
Drop
idea.
Yeah.
Timberlake himself.
It was Justin Timberlake, yep. In 2006, Facebook was worth over $15 billion. And I actually never knew this, but Microsoft actually bought a 1.5% stake in the company for $250 million. That's how it got to that valuation,
Wow.
which is like crazy, right? But
Mm.
in 2011, Facebook hit 1 trillion page views a month. That's just crazy. 1 trillion? Wow. In 2012, Facebook had 1 billion active monthly users. They IPO'd and it bought Instagram for $1 billion.
Robbery.
I know. And people clowned on Zuck too at the time. They were like, there is no way like for this crap, because Instagram was not what it looked like. It looked like crap, right? It was a crappy little application.
Yeah.
In 2014, Facebook market cap was over 200 billion bones and bought Oculus. So that was a huge move. And people were surprised by that one too. Like, why are you even getting into VR headsets, right? And then from 2016 to 2020, Facebook kind of went through this very controversial phase, right? With fake news, whistleblowers, criticisms of addictions, etc. And then in 2021, they rebranded to Meta. So it's funny because it's just been a very long journey. I mean, 18 years for Facebook. I remember when I first joined Facebook in 2006 or 7, so long ago. What do you think? How do you think the world's been ever since?
I mean, the world's definitely changed for a lot of people. I think it's good. I think in the long term, it was good.
Yeah.
I
I think we learned a lot about ourselves more I think we learned that as human beings, we're like so vulnerable to things like fake news, all these different algorithm things, right? But it's also connected us much more, right?
100%. And I think, people like to criticize Facebook, and especially like the biggest one that I think my own criticism would be about, how people use it, like with addictions, with, just checking their phone all the time, screen time, all that. And I agree with all those concerns, but at the same time, I don't think the human race is like sophisticated enough to skip this phase. I think we had to there was no stopping humans from like digitalizing and bringing social media to the internet and and then connecting there. And of course, like in normal human fashion, we do it poorly, right? And then we figure it out, and then we'll make new tools and new platforms that are a bit more holistic and more hybrid with like real world and digital world, and they're going to be good. I just don't think there's any bypassing the stage. So it sucked. We got crazy. We were like, I remember Facebook in the early days was like the Wild West. Like all the drama was there. Like people were fighting in Facebook, cyberbullying. But it just had to happen. It was like one of those super important steps.